What's good, y'all? The day I'm recording this is March 30th. We are so very close to the end of the regular season, and I'm so excited for the play-in tournament and the playoffs to start. All season, it's just been super fun to watch. Everything has been so close throughout the entire thing. So it's been, if you lose 2 games in a row, you drop down 4 spots, you win 3, and you're back up 7 spots. Like, it's just so much fluctuation in the standings. It's been a lot of fun to watch. I say it's a lot of fun to watch as a fan of a team that's in the playoffs. Right now, the Knicks, Julius Randle just got hurt last night against the Heat. But we have all but solidified our spot in the playoffs. So right now, all this change, it's fun to me because we're not moving anywhere. If you're a fan of a team like the Dallas Mavericks, you probably are not too fond of how this season has been going. At the time of recording this, the Mavericks are sitting at the 11 seed out west right now, out of the play-in tournament, not even smelling the playoffs as of right now. They got 5 games left. Can they make it? I don't really know. It's been pretty rough for them pretty much the whole season. But in this video, we're going to take a look at the Mavericks, see what's been good for them, what's been bad for them, and maybe see if they can make the play-in, hopefully make the playoffs. Before we get into it though, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to this video if it's your first one seeing it. The playoffs are going to start, so I know you don't want to miss my playoff predictions, the play-in tournament predictions, the breakdowns of all the games. I'm going to be doing a lot of content around this playoffs. You do not want to miss it. Hit that subscribe button. As always, we're going to start by looking at the team stats here. Like I said before, with just 5 games left in the season, the Dallas Mavericks sit at 37-40, which is 11th in the Western Conference. And pretty surprising, honestly, since they traded for Kyrie, they are 9-14, which is 24th in the whole league. They've had a good offense pretty much the whole season, ranked 6th in offensive rating at 116.8. Their defense has been bad the entire season though, ranking 23rd at 116.3. Even though they have such a good offense, they are one of the slowest teams in the league when it comes to pace. That's of course because they run a lot of ISO for Luka Doncic. And also they are the worst team at rebounding. Out of every single team in the NBA, they are 30th out of 30. So of course, as you guys probably know, seeds 7 through 10 compete in the play-in tournament to get the last 2 spots in the playoffs. Right now, the Mavericks are 1 game behind the OKC Thunder, who are the 10th seed right now, but they're also only half a game above the 12th seeded Utah Jazz. So it is very tight, and it's definitely going to be coming down to the wire. Probably one of the last, if not the last game of the season for the Dallas Mavericks to see if they're going to make the play-in tournament. They're coming off of a pretty tough stretch right now. Of course, losing to the Charlotte Hornets 2 times in a row, which is pretty rough. The Charlotte Hornets are one of the worst teams in basketball right now. They bounced back and beat the Pacers team that didn't have Miles Turner or Tyrese Halliburton, but still, a win is a win in the standings. I won't fault them for that. They just came off of a nationally televised loss to the 76ers right now, and they're continuing this East Coast trip down for a few more games of the season. They verse the Miami Heat first off in Miami. That is the day you're seeing this video right now, actually, Saturday. Then they have a back-to-back in Atlanta against the Hawks. Those 2 games are going to be pretty tough. The Heat are going to be very hungry after a loss to the New York Knicks. The Hawks are still trying to get some seeding right there in the play-in. They're going to be very hungry for a win. Luckily, though, they go back to Dallas for a 3-game homestand to end off the season. Unluckily, though, it starts off with the Sacramento Kings. Now, the Kings, they solidified themselves in the playoffs. I'm not really sure if seeding matters for them right now, but still, a Kings team is very tough to beat right now. After that, they got a Bulls team who, I'm not going to lie, they have been turning up since the All-Star break. I won't take that away from them. Probably not the easiest win of the season. And then they ended off with the Spurs, who should be an easy win. I want to say it should be an easy win, but they just lost to the Charlotte Hornets back-to-back. So realistically, I don't know where they're at right now. They for sure do not have an easy schedule to end off the season, but when you got guys like Luka Doncic and Kyrie, I guess anything really is possible. Speaking of Luka and Kyrie, let's take a look at the stats to see how they've been doing this season. Luka's averaging a career-high 32.8 points per game, one of the highest in the whole league. On top of that, he gives you 9 rebounds, 8 assists, shooting career-high 50% from the field, 35% from 3 on 8 threes a game. And then in the 17 games that Kyrie has played in Dallas, he's putting up 26 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 50% from the field, 39% from 3 on 7.5 attempts. So if I didn't know anything about the Dallas Mavericks, I didn't watch a single game this season, and you show me those stats right there, you say these teammates are averaging this, how good do you think the team is? I would say this team is probably a top 3 seed. Luka's always going to put up crazy numbers no matter what. And then when you look at Kyrie, when you compare his stats to Brooklyn when he was playing over there earlier this season, he's averaging more assists per game, a higher field goal percentage, three-point percentage, free throw percentage. He's just a whole lot more efficient, passing the ball a lot more too. So both of these guys are playing amazing. The crazy part comes to when you find out they are only 4-9 when they play with each other. I think one of the main things that it comes down to is the fact that this was a mid-season acquisition and these guys really have had barely any time to mesh together and play together, figure out the style, how this works, how that works. I think that's their biggest issue right now is chemistry. You know, everyone does talk about how Luka has the ball a whole lot of the time, how it's so heliocentric. And this season, he does have a career-high usage rate of 38.1, which is insane, I'm not going to lie. And you would think when they made the trade, they're thinking, all right, Luka has the ball so much, he has to do everything for this team. Let's get Kyrie over here so Luka can, take some rest. He doesn't have to do every single thing. Kyrie can cook up a little bit here, a little bit there, whatever, and it'll be perfect. But since coming over here to Dallas, Kyrie is having a usage rate of 27.6, which is the second lowest in his entire career, only behind his first year playing with Bron over back in Cleveland. So I'm not really sure how much Kyrie coming over here is taking the ball out of Luka's hands. I feel like right now when I'm watching the games, it's not like a fluidity really between them. It's kind of like, all right, Luka, I'm going to start off. I'm going to go crazy, dribble, step back three, maybe kick it out. Kyrie, then he gets the ball and he's like, all right, let me cook up real quick, does some ISO shit, gets to the rim, kicks out, passes to teammates, whatever. I feel like it's not cohesive. It's just, all right, Luka, you go now. All right, I'm going to go now. All right, now, Luka, it's your turn. All right, Kyrie, go. Like, it doesn't really mesh like that. But do not get me wrong, these guys really aren't working with too much. I mean, obviously these guys are all NBA players, all terrific guys. But when it comes to like real good role players and stuff like that, the Mavericks are looking kind of slim in that department. When it comes to their wing play, Dallas really looks for their wings to play defense and shoot threes, and that's pretty much it. Starting off with Tim Hardaway Jr. here, putting up 14 points, 3.5 rebounds, 2 assists. Shooting the ball not really great from the field, but from three it's pretty good, and considering most of his shots are from three, it's not terrible. Then we got Reggie Bullock giving him 7 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. Again, the efficiency isn't the best, but majority of their shots are from three, so their field goal percentage is going to be pretty low. Then we got the young guy, Josh Green, over there at the end. As you see, having a career season, career numbers across the board. 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 53% from the field, 40% from three. Josh is really having a great season. So last year, probably the most important wing that Dallas had on its team when they made that deep playoff run into the Western Conference Finals. Their most important guy was Dorian Finney-Smith, and of course, they had to trade him in the Kyrie deal. So now looking at their main wings right there, they are incredibly small, man. Tim Hardaway Jr. 6'5", Josh Green 6'5", and then Reggie Bullock 6'6". They be running Reggie Bullock at power forward at 6'6", and it's not even like a Derrick Jones Jr. I don't even know why I started with him, but it's not even like a Draymond Green or Zion 6'6". It's a guard 6'6", a small forward 6'6", not a power forward 6'6". That makes it incredibly hard to guard bigger wings like that. Guys like Brandon Ingram or LeBron or Shea or Josh Giddey or J-Dub, who they're going to verse all 5 of those guys. They would probably have to verse at least some of them in the play-in tournament if they make it that far. And I don't really know who's going to be guarding up on them because, like I just said, no size whatsoever for those guys. And then when you put it on top of that, we just saw their stats. Their shooting is really not that bad percentage-wise, but a majority of the time, they're very, very inconsistent. There'll be one game where Tim Hardaway Jr. will go off, have a heater. He'll just shoot like 5 for 8 from three, bunch of buckets, bunch of mid-range in there too, and stuff like that. The next game, he'll come in 1 for 7. Reggie Bullock, he's more of their defense. Tim Hardaway Jr. is more offense. Then Reggie Bullock's more defense. He'll come in, he'll play some great defense. He'll normally do that, but his shot sometimes is just disgusting, man. Just disgusting. Josh Green, he's kind of the healthy mix between the two. Some defense here, some offense there, but he's still very, very young, so you don't expect him to do anything like insane. They're definitely lacking at that wing position. They are 100% missing Dorian Finney-Smith a lot. And then to add on top of that, their big men are probably a worse group of guys compared to their wings. Starting off with the guy who started the most games for them, as you see all the way at the bottom. He started 60 games for the Mavs. Dwight Powell, he's been having a pretty good season. 7 points, 4 rebounds on 73% from the field. That's a career high for him. Then there's sixth man Christian Wood, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 52% from the field, 37% from 3. He's also averaging a full block per game too. He's having a pretty good season. And then Maxi Kleber was hurt to start the season. He's only played in 34 games, but in those 34 games, he's put up 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He hasn't shot the ball the best in his career, but it's not too terrible. 35% from 3 from a big is not that bad. When it comes to the big position, the Mavs definitely play big man by committee. You know, they start off with Dwight Powell, who's, you know, a high energy and a hustle guy. He's not anything crazy. He's not the most talented guy in the league, but he's going to cut to the rim hard. He's going to, you know, be in the right place at the right time. Always contest shots as to the best of his ability, of course. Then they got Christian Wood, who is a lot of offense, gives them a lot of offensive punch, but is not that good at defense whatsoever. That's kind of an understatement. He's pretty bad at defense. Not really good rim protector. He's big out there at close to 7 foot. If he's not 7 foot, I think he's like 6'11". So the feet really don't be moving like that either. He just really can't defend. But on offense, he definitely does his thing for sure. And then Maxi Kleber, like I said before, he started off injured, but since he's been back, you know, he's a great defender. He's probably their best big man defender. He can stretch the floor a little bit too. Not the most athletic guy, not the fastest guy in the world, but he can still do what he does. The one thing that really kills them is none of their big men can rebound. As you guys saw in the beginning of the video, they are dead last in rebounding in the entire NBA as a team. None of their big men can rebound. None of them can really rim protect. Maxi Kleber, like I said, is pretty good, but not anything insane. They definitely need to improve that position for sure this offseason. And all this negativity, I didn't really know where to fit him in the video, but I knew he had to be in the video. Jaden Hardy, I want to give a very big shout out to him, man. Shout out to Jaden Hardy. The rookie second round pick has been very good for Dallas, especially recently. On the left, you see his season stats, you know, 9 points, 2 rebounds, and assists on some pretty good efficiency for a rookie. But when you look at the last 10 games, he has been on a whole nother level. 16 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 44% from the field, 49% from 3 on 3 attempts per game. Is insane as a second round rookie. Oh my god. That is one thing you Mavericks fans can hang your hat on at this season. Even though you can look at it as a complete failure if you don't make the playoffs, if you only make the play-in, or whatever it is, at least you got Jaden Hardy, man. He is a big piece right there for you guys. I could see it in the future. I think, you know, a lot of people throw out the Brunson comparison. I don't really see it too much. I really just see him as a scoring guard that could help Luka, you know, take some of the pressure off. Is he that? Yeah. Is he Jalen Brunson? Not really, in my opinion. He's only 20 years old. He can add a lot of very much needed shot creation. We just looked at a lot of their team. It's pretty much Luka, Kyrie, and then Jaden Hardy as the guys that can really create their own shot consistently. And since we're talking about the future with Jaden Hardy, let's just talk about the immediate future right now for the Dallas Mavericks. It's kind of scary that Kyrie is on an expiring deal right now, and you guys might not make the playoffs. If I'm Kyrie and we don't make the playoffs, there's no real reason why he would want to stay. Obviously, you guys can offer him the Supermax. Yeah, he would take that money. Most likely, he would take that money. You never really know with Kyrie. But let's say you guys give him the max, he takes it because that's the most money he can get. Boom, Kyrie is back on the team. That kind of leaves you guys a little strapped for the rest of free agency to fix the other holes in your roster. Luckily, it is a weak free agent class, so maybe you guys kind of hold on to your money, go into next season, and then that offseason after that, that's when you kind of go trying to make some big splashes. But again, I don't know how much Luka is going to be happy with just kind of mediocrity. He wants to win a championship for sure. Another silver lining you guys can have is your pick is top 10 protected, so maybe it'll fall into the top 10. You never really know. Me as a Knicks fan, I would not really like that. I would love if you guys got the 11th pick. That would be fantastic for me. But, of course, you know, if it does go up in there, you guys can get some type of rookie, some type of value out of it, maybe even two if you want to trade some contracts and stuff like that to get another guy. Who really knows? All I know is these last 5 games are going to be super important for you guys right now, and I wish you all the luck. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there'll be links to all my social medias, so make sure you follow me on all those to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.